This is big breaking emergency news. Go now. Evacuation orders have been issued, and thousands of people are now under emergency evacuations. This is happening right outside of Los Angeles, California. The governor has also declared a state of emergency, and the Biden administration has declared a federal emergency as well and are sending FEMA resources. This is a live situation. These evacuations were just ordered this morning, Sunday. So let's get into the details here. Really quick, guys, please just hit it up for me down there. Hit that like and hit that subscribe. I'm posting multiple videos a day, keeping you guys updated on all this big urgent news, and it just helps to get these warnings out. I appreciate that. All right, so this is what's happening right outside of Los Angeles, California. Right now, emergency evacuations are happening. The governor has declared a state of emergency, and thousands of people are being forced to leave their homes. And this is due to a major fire that has broken out right outside of Los Angeles. This is now encroaching into San Bernardino, and it is now taking out residential homes and buildings as well too. These fires are right up on people's homes, right up in neighborhoods, and thousands of people are being evacuated. So I want you to listen to this. This is the local news coming out of CBS News Los Angeles. This was just coming out Sunday morning here. I want you to listen to this. And there's emergency evacuations going on in multiple different neighborhoods right now. The east, right now, emergency evacuations have been issued east of Church Street, north of Highland Avenue, east of Weaver, north of Green Spot to the Iron Bridge, Green Valley Lake, Cedar Glen, Lake Arrowhead, Crestline, and Valley of Enchantment. So they're saying that people need to get out. All pets, all livestock, all people need to leave immediately. There's also been emergency evacuation shelters set up at the San Bernardino County Fairgrounds. All right, so that's what's happening right now. Also at Emmanuel Baptist Church. So this is a live situation. People are leaving, and officials are warning that this could spread. Listen to what's going on here and from CBS Los Angeles.
We're just talking about the line fire. We want to give you an update. It is burning out of control in San Bernardino County.
Mandatory evacuations have been ordered for thousands of people, and thousands of homes and structures are under threat. KCAL News reporter Tina Patel live near the fire line in Highland with the very latest there. Good morning, Tina.
Good morning. And unfortunately, this fire has been burning all night long into the morning. I'm going to step out of the way. This is as you're looking north towards Running Springs, and we see that fire on the edge of the mountainside. This is just one part of the fire. It's actually grown to 17,000 acres. But we can see this morning those moments where the flames shoot up into the air. The one good thing from our vantage point is it looks like the smoke is going straight up. It does not look like wind is a factor right now, but we know that may change as the day goes on. I want to show you some video from the last few days because unfortunately this fire has been burning since Thursday evening, and it's in an area where there is a lot of dry brush, critically dry is how firefighters describe it to us. And that is why it keeps spreading along with the dry temperatures and the winds that we have seen over the past few days. The fire's just steadily grown and grown. Now the latest estimate that we have is 17,000 acres have burned. And unfortunately, there are a lot of communities that now are getting mandatory evacuation orders. Parts of Highland where we are, Running Springs, Arrowbarrow, those are all under mandatory evacuation orders. There are also evacuation warnings for many mountain communities, and the smoke really a big concern for many people who live nearby in the area. They're feeling that as this fire continues to burn. We had a chance to talk to firefighters, and they told us these conditions, especially the heat, have not been easy.
The heat affects them tremendously. The work-rest cycles, they can work for a little bit, but the body just needs to take a break after a while.
The good thing is that the resources are coming in from across the state, more than 600 firefighters on the ground. We've also told that there's helicopters and water tenders that are here. They've been helping try to get control of the fire. Unfortunately, the terrain is really, right now, the biggest concern for them. So it is going to be a long day as they deal with the weather that Marina was just talking about. We do know that the governor now has declared a state of emergency. So that is going to help as this firefight moves on in terms of being able to bring resources, be able to have resources to help those who are affected. Right now, Rachel and Sheba, the focus is on getting the fire under control. So we don't even have any estimates of whether there are any homes or structures that have been destroyed or damaged. We have a feeling that just given the size of this fire, that probably is some damage, but it's going to take a while to actually get in and actually see what's going on in these communities. Right now, it's about just trying to get everyone out safely and get the fire under control.
Yeah, that is the most important part, and you certainly feel for the residents and the firefighters out there. Tina, thank you so much.
All right, so that's what's happening right now in San Bernardino County, California, right outside of Los Angeles, right east of it. And this is a live situation, right? And they're also reporting that up to 35,000 structures are at risk right now. That's what's being reported by Cal Fire, all right? Something else that I thought was interesting is that there was also a swarm of earthquakes that hit 27 minutes from this exact area. Okay, so there's been 3-4 different earthquakes that hit Ontario, California in the past few days, right? And there were lots of aftershocks too. Everyone in this area felt it. This is right outside of Los Angeles as well too. It's called Ontario, like in Canada. And this is only 27 minutes from San Bernardino, California. Okay, so this is in the same area where we had these earthquakes. And something that happens when we have these earthquakes is that gas is released from the ground. Okay, a lot of times methane gas and flammable gas is released. And when I saw these two reports, it made me think of maybe there was a release of something like methane, right? Flammable gases are released during seismic activity, and maybe methane was released during these earthquakes. Okay, they had multiple ones. People felt it there. There was a 3.9, 3.2. There was a bunch of them that hit in a row, and a lot of aftershocks. And potentially these gases could be released. I'm not saying they were, but just something to think about when you see earthquakes and fires at the same time. They could potentially be related. There could also be other things going on too. Okay, it was also reported that the Park Fire in California that they just put out last month, they just got under control. It's still an issue right now. They're still dealing with it, but it's under control now. In Chico, California, this was the largest wildfire in California at 360,000 acres, right? So this was a massive fire. This happened just last month. It started on July 28th, and it was going all through August, and they're still dealing with it right now, okay? And that was started by a person running their car off a mountain and crashing it, and it catching on fire and starting a massive fire, okay? So that's what happened for the Park Fire just last month too. So what's going on with these wildfires here? There's a lot of activity right now in California. There's also been reports of a massive fire in Idaho too. The Wapiti fire is urging evacuations and ordering evacuations. This is right outside of Boise, Idaho, and it is now 116,000 acres and only 12% contained, right? So that's what's going on here. All these fires are popping up, and we just had these earthquakes too. So what's going on here? Here's some more information. It says that Cal Fire said that more than 35,405 buildings, including single and multifamily homes, commercial buildings, and other minor structures on the outskirts of the Highland community, continue to be threatened by the advancing flames. Quote, "It is crucial to understand the difference between an evacuation warning and evacuation order. A warning means conditions could arise and you should be prepared to leave. An order means conditions are immediately dangerous and you must evacuate for your safety." All right, that's what the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department issued a statement as well. So evacuation orders have been issued for these neighborhoods around Highland. It also says here that California Governor Gavin Newsom on Saturday declared a state of emergency due to the line fire. And he said California was able to secure a fire management assistance grant from the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, in order to assure the availability of vital resources to continue beating back the flames. He said, quote, "I thank President Biden for his swift approval of support for the work of our firefighters and first responders battling this fire and protecting local communities." And he said, quote, "It's critical that residents in the impacted areas remain vigilant and prepared to evacuate immediately if called for by authorities." All right, so state of emergency has been declared here as well too. And they have hundreds of firefighters. All right, it's being reported that over 650 firefighters are now going into this fire, into this blaze, to help contain it and control it. So this is a major operation because they do not want this spreading into the city areas. Most of the time, these fires break out in more rural areas where there's less people. It's still devastating and damaging and a major problem and should not be happening. But this one is right here. It's in a very populated area, and this could spread into neighborhoods. And some of these pictures that they're showing, the fires are right there. All right, people are evacuating. They've been told to get out. And once they issue these evacuation orders, most of the time the authorities will then not respond to emergency calls. All right, so if they've issued an emergency evacuation for this area and you do not evacuate and then you need help, a lot of times authorities will not be able to go back into that area because it's too dangerous and you will be on your own. All right, so something to think about and be prepared for as well. Please just hit it up for me down there, guys, to help get these warnings out. I appreciate that. It just helps to break through so people know what's happening, right? Because these fires are happening all over the West Coast. Oregon is getting burnt up right now. Idaho is crazy right now. So many fires there. There's like 50 different fires in Idaho right now. What's going on? How are these all just popping up out of nowhere? All at the same time, okay? And the smoke is so bad there that people can barely breathe, right? And they're issuing alerts just for the smoke because things are so bad there, all right? So what's going on here, all right? Why are we seeing all these fires pop up like this? And let me know down below if you are in this area, boots on the ground near any of these wildfires, what you are seeing, right? And what you've heard. And this happened right outside of Denver too, just last month too. There was multiple fires. There's like 5 or 6 major fires that just popped up out of nowhere, all within a couple days, right? One of them was by Gross Reservoir, and they're just popping up all over the place overnight. So what's going on here? Somebody's starting them? Are they being set? This is some kind of natural thing, right? A lot of them, they say it is lightning, but that could happen. But I think there's also other things going on too. And our country is also wide open. Something to think about. As I've been reporting on all these gangs and these organizations that are getting their tentacles inside the U.S., they could potentially be starting these fires too. They could potentially be burning up territory, taking over. Who knows? There could be foreign military units doing this. That's essentially what some of these gangs are. So let me know your theory down below of what you think's happening. with these fires. There's a bunch of things. It could just be somebody got a campfire. And these fires can spread like crazy, right? I was near one a couple years ago down in New Mexico. There were multiple big fires that were popping up all over the place, and the smoke was overwhelming, right? It was overwhelming. Sometimes you couldn't even go outside when the wind was blowing your way. And when the wind is blowing your way, it means the fire is moving towards you. It means the wind is blowing towards you and the fire is being blown towards you as well too. So something to think about: if the smoke is really blowing towards you, then it means it's moving towards you as well too, right? If there's no smoke and there's a fire over there, then it's probably blowing the other way, right? And you know there's a fire. And if it's just going straight up, it probably means there's no wind at all. So thank you guys. I hope you guys have big blessings for your life, your family. I hope you're staying safe out here for these fires. Keep your tanks filled up. Keep some jugs of water. Something else people do is just soak their properties in water, right? So if you are in these areas where these fires are hitting you and it's getting close, you see it, you know it's on the news, start soaking your property, all the land around it, all the ground, just start soaking it, right? I know there's like water restrictions and things like that in California, but this is an emergency, okay? So just start soaking the ground around your house. You can take the hit, take the fine or whatever, if they're really going to do that. But that's how a lot of people's homes do survive, is just soaking the entire ground around their house with water. And some people have sprinkler systems. They'll turn on their sprinklers and let them run, right? But a big thing is the power goes out. So a lot of times your pumps don't work, your water's not going to work. So do it preemptively. Do it now while the power's on, while the water's still working. Soak your yard now, all around your house. Get it soaked, deep soak, and that will help. Supposedly, right? That's the theory here. That's what people have said. Don't take my word for it 100% if something happens, but that's what people have done to help their house. So thank you guys. I hope you have big blessings. Hope you're staying safe, and I hope you have a big old blessed day.